Good morning, my dear students. Welcome back once again in my class. How are you all? I hope you all are fine at your home. My dear students, in this video, we are going to revise our chapter 1, the sentence. We have already revised this chapter in the previous video. And one more thing I want to remind you that you have to comment in the comment section for your attendance. Let's start our revision of chapter 1, the sentence. We know that we need language to give and receive information, to express our ideas to others and receive ideas from them in return. And for almost everything we say or write. Here, my dear students, we know that language, we need language to give and receive information. How? To express our ideas with others and receive ideas from them in return. And for almost everything we say, for almost this information, for almost everything we say or write. For such communicative purposes, we make some arrangements of words. And my dear student, these words are called sentences. Here, a collection of words without a proper arrangement does not make a sentence. So here question is that what is sentence? You can see on your screen on page number 3. A sentence is a group of words which makes a complete sense. We use sentences to say something. This is the point, my dear students. We use sentences to say something. And what is sentence here? A sentence is a group of words which makes a complete sense. We know that without a proper arrangement of words does not make any sentences. Okay? Now we get to know about the sentences. A sentence is a sentence is a group of words which makes a complete sense. Now here, my dear students, you can see that parts of a sentence. Parts of a sentence, you know that. Here, first, two parts. A sentence must have a subject and a verb. You also say that like this, a subject and predicate. So here, what is subject here? The subject of a sentence names a person, place, things or ideas. Always remember that the subject here, the subject of a sentence names a person, place, things or idea. Thing or idea. How? It tells us who or what the sentence is all about. You can see here the example. Ravi is running. So here the subject is Ravi. Here it tells about who is running here in this sentences, that Ravi is running here. Ravi is running here. Now here, next verb. What is verb? You know that words which express some action or work of these subjects are called verbs. Always remember that action word is a verb. Doing or action word is word. Here, words which express some action or work of the subjects are called verb. Remember, my dear student, that all doing and action words are verb. All doing and action words are verbs. For example, here you can see that Ravi is running. What is subject here? Ravi. And is running is verb, because it shows that action. that Ravi is running. Now next, Dev and Sunil are fighting. Here also action. They both are doing fighting. Dev and Sunil are fighting. Next, I am eating. Here also action is going. I am eating. I am eating. Now we are playing. Here, next one, it is raining. And the last one, Sanjeev is reading. You can see clearly on your screen that subject and verb. Ravi is subject in the first sentence. Is Ravi is running is verb. Dev and Sunil is subject, are fighting, verb. I is subject here and I am eating is verb. We are playing. We is subject, are playing is verb. It is raining. It is subject. Here the word it is subject. Is raining is verb. Last one, Sanjeev is reading. Here Sanjeev is a subject. It shows that who is reading in the sentences, that Sanjeev is reading. Now come to the next page, page number 4. Kinds of sentences. We know that, my dear students, in the previous video we have also already studied about the kinds of sentences. In this video we are going through the revision. We know that there are different kinds of sentences. Some gives advice or order, some ask questions, and some may give information too. Depending upon their nature, sentences are divided into how many parts? 4 types. How many types? 4 types. First one, we are going to study about a declarative sentence. A declarative sentence makes a statement. It is very, very important. A declarative sentence makes a statement. How? The sentence which have subject before the verb are called assertive or declarative sentence. They are used to convey information. For example, it is raining. It gives a statement that it is raining, and here the word it is subject here. And we know that the sentence which have subject before verb is raining is verb here and subject is it. And we know that the sentence which have subject before verb are called assertive or declarative sentence. Now next one, Mayank likes football. Who likes football? Mayank. Here subject is Mayank. Likes football is verb. Now Tokyo is in Japan. Next one, last example. The children are swimming. Who is swimming here? The children. The children are is here. Subject are swimming is verb here. Now we know that these sentences gives us information or asserts a fact that it is raining, Mayank likes football, Tokyo is in Japan, and the children are swimming. They gives us information. These sentences gives us some informations. So we have discussed the declarative sentences. Now next, come to the next one, an interrogative sentence. An interrogative sentence asks a question. Always remember that an interrogative sentence asks a question. How? Let's see. When the verb comes before the subject. When the verb comes before the subject and the sentence becomes a question, such a sentence is called an interrogative sentence. You can see here, for example, where are my keys? So here the verb comes before the subject and the sentence becomes a question. Where are my keys? Are you coming with me? My dear student, on the same page, you can see no more. We know that an interrogative sentence ends with a question marks. Don't be confused. When question mark is there, then you can easily understand that an interrogative sentence ends with a question mark. You can see here. And questions are used to seek information. We know that we always asking question for information. That first here, are you coming with me? Yes or no? This is information if you will give. Now, next one about exclamatory sentence. We know that a sentence that expresses a sudden feeling of joy, sorrow, or surprise is called an exclamatory sentence. Here, an exclamatory sentence makes a very strong statement called an exclamation. You can see here exclamation mark. What a kind thing to do. What a kind thing to do. Second, how naughty he is. So here, my dear student, you can see that it is a sudden feeling that what a kind thing to do. Now, next one, how naughty he is. It's a sorrow. Now, surprise, how beautiful she is. Next one, what an idiot. What an idiot I am. It's a sorrow. Hurrah, we have won the match. This is surprise. Okay. So always remember that an exclamatory sentence makes a very strong statement and have an exclamation mark. So here you can see, to know more on the same page, on page number 5, we end an exclamatory sentence with an exclamation mark. You can see here it is very, very important. This is point to be remembered, that exclamatory sentence end with an exclamation mark. Sometimes exclamation marks come after the word which is expressing the exclamation. Here you can see hurrah. It comes before the sentences. The hurrah, we have won the match. Now the next one, an imperative sentence. An imperative sentence gives us an order, request or advice. An imperative sentence gives an order, request or advice. A sentence which expresses a command, request or order is called an imperative sentence. For example, please sit down. Please sit down. This may be command, or if I request please sit down, then I request to you, you have to sit, please sit down. And tell me the truth, it's an order, that please tell me the truth. Go to your room, it is also an order. Speak up, sometimes it may be request or an order too. Here, to know more, we can also end an imperative sentence with an exclamation mark if the order is very firm. And we know that a sentence that expresses a sudden wish is called an optative sentence. This is very, very important. This is point to be remembered, that a sentence that expresses a sudden wish is called an optative sentence. For example, may she live long. May you be blessed with a son. This is a sudden wish. And in the sentence that expresses a sudden wish is called an optative sentence. My dear students, I hope you all have understood your chapter 1, the sentence. Again, in this video, now we are going through your homework. Now this is your homework. You have to rearrange the following group of words into meaningful sentences. We have already done. I hope you also have done this exercise in your textbook as well as in your notebook too. Now you can see the question, it raining. is raining it? Question 2. Women, are they beautiful? Question 3. Bark dogs. Question 4. Sun is the a ball fire off. Question 5. The is lotus lovely a flower? Give shade us trees and fruits. 7th one. Is the Delhi capital India of? 8th one. Beautiful very is the Taj Mahal. My dear students, in this A question, you have to rearrange the following groups of words into meaningful sentences. We have done it earlier. Again, we are going to revise it once again. I hope you all will do your homework. You all will revise it. Now I am going to stop here. Thank you so much. God bless you.